All right, welcome everybody. We are just getting things set up here with our friends from Franklin, the Magic, taking on our Horde Charlie team. So should be a really fun match. Should be always fun to play against this tough Franklin team. So we'll be right back here in just a minute to get this started. Just give us a few minutes to get set up. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are in Ilios. Seems to be a very popular map as of recently. You can see we're right over top of the point here. So you see the point under this lighthouse here on Ilios on the beautiful coastline, this Grecian coastline. There you see the drop ship for the red team, which is the Horde. And on the left side will be the Franklin Magic team. So the Horde will be in red if you're rooting for the Horde. The blue team will be the Magic. Looks like the Horde will be running, Melomaniac will be running his Diva. Reinhardt will be normally run by Twitch. Actually, Barebow Fraggins will be sitting in today because Switch is out. Lucio will be run by Keegan. Killer Keegan. Big Huge Daddy will be running McCree. Moira will be run by, actually, Barebow will be running Moira at PC 16. We've got Little Dog actually running Reinhardt. And PC 15 will be Dark Dragoon. All right, so the Horde does a nice job getting here to point first and holding this point using that natural cover. But Zarya gets an elimination, trading eliminations at this time. At this point, numbers favor the Magic, but really it's an all-out brawl. They really need to focus their fires here. So still contesting the center point here. But with the boop on the Moira and taking out the Pharah and the Reinhardt, Magic are going to have the numbers advantage and get this first point and start earning credit towards the point. So good initial try. Lucio's out front here. Lucio needs to be back. That's one of our newer players who are really trying to teach him when to really push forward with Lucio and hang back. He needs to hang back till his team gets there and not take unnecessary fires. All right, so the first push was won by the Magic, but we've got the Horde doing a nice job getting in behind that shield of Reinhardt, trying to close the distance here. Do get that Wrecking Ball in behind those mines, so you definitely have to worry about those mines. Reinhardt charging in here, does get the boop on one of the opposing players, takes out that Soldier 76, but the rest of the team's a little bit slow on getting in here on the point. That being said, there's a couple good eliminations here for the Horde, so we pretty much even things out. But with a couple eliminations by that Wrecking Ball, that's going to give the Magic the benefit here, and they are going to hold for the second big push by the Horde. So Magic falling back. Again, the team was a little bit slow in that transition, but they do have an ultimate here. They got that Diva ultimate. Let's see if they're able to make something happen with that. The Diva ultimate can be devastating, especially in a closed space. Here comes the Diva bomb coming in here, I'd imagine. Does fly in there. Moira comes in too. Here comes the Junkrat tire, though. Takes out the Moira from the Horde. Pharah does unleash her ultimate. That's 1, 2, 3 eliminations. Evens the turf here, but with so many of the Horde eliminated, they're not going to be able to make much movement with a couple support characters. They do have the Diva bomb. They don't want to fly that in there. Oh no, they flew that in there a little prematurely. You can't launch those ultimates unless the rest of the team is ready to push. They did a nice job booping that ultimate out of there. that Diva Bomb, and just to no effect. So that is going to make this really hard on the Horde. You've really got to coordinate those ultimate pushes. They had a couple, they just didn't team them up. But a couple nice eliminations there. Deadeye by Big Huge Daddy gets one. He's going to follow it with another elimination. And in overtime, looks like they're going to be able to flip the clock and hold. So good job there by the Horde to not give up, to hold that point and to take it, I should say. So they're setting up for the defense here. The opposing team does have a Zarya ultimate, so they need to be conscious of that. That Zarya ultimate can be really devastating, but it looks like we will have the beat here pretty soon. You do have a Soldier 76 pushed in there all by themselves. Junkrat coming in all by himself. They're able to focus the fires. They should be able to eliminate him pretty quickly as well, and they do. So the Magic Assault's coming in a little bit haphazard, and the Horde are taking advantage of it, getting a couple nice eliminations and able to clean them up one by one. That's exactly what you want to do as a defense, is kind of eliminate the strength of their push and take them off one by one by being able to focus the fires. See, Moira's out front here, and they do get a nice elimination on the Soldier 76 that was just kind of pushing forward. That actually might be a bot, so that would explain why it just kind of ran in there. But regardless, the Horde are doing a good job holding all the way up to 59%, where it looked like the Magic were going to run away with this thing. The Horde have been really stout in their defense. So again, taking out that Soldier 76. Good elimination by Big Huge Daddy to take out that Junkrat. That Junkrat does have 95% on its ultimate, though, so that could come into play. But then again, Pharah has her barrage, so that could be huge. 81%. They're going to wait for their next players to respawn here. They're going to wait for that Junk to respawn. I'm sure they're waiting for that to be able to unleash that ultimate. Here comes that Junkrat tire. They need to all spread out and avoid that Junk tire. It does get in there and get two of the Horde players. Let's see if they can hold. Here comes the Pharah ultimate in to respond. Doesn't find anybody home. Their ball does get in there and get the mines in there, and we are in overtime. So if they flip the script here, they are going to win this thing. So the Horde need to get here on point quickly. Not sure anybody's able to make it on here. McCree's almost able to make it there, and they are not. And the Magic are going to win the first point of Ilios. So good round. It really looked like Magic were going to run away from that. But once the Horde took the point, they were really stingy on letting it go, driving that thing to overtime before the Magic were able to push in with that Junkrat tire and really make the difference. So here you see the point for the second round of this first map of Ilios. This portion is under this this windmill. Again, there you see the drop ships left and right. The Horde will spawn in red from the right side to left. The Magic will be left to right, and they'll converge on this pit right here. Looks like a similar comp being run by the Horde. Melomaniac running Diva. Reinhardt being run by Little Dog, since Twitch isn't here today. Lucio run by Killer Keegan. Dark Dragoon running Pharah. The Archangel running a McCree or Cole Cassidy. Moira being run by Barebo Fraggins, since Das Alien can't be here today. And that's it. So good couple early eliminations there by the Horde. It's going to give them numbers advantage here. They're going to be able to clear out the rest of these players. They should be able to if they focus their fires. But they did earn credit towards the point and are able to hold. They need to push forward of this point there. They shouldn't be hanging back. We told them in practice to really focus on trying to push forward because the opposing team can really use that pit against us. But a couple nice eliminations there by the Horde. Moira gets a nice elimination on the Cole Cassidy of the Magic. So they're going to have to wait a little bit longer to recoup and get into this fight. There you see their Lucio pushing behind the enemy lines here. With that pit there, that Lucio can be really devastating. So can that Wrecking Ball, can knock people into the pit pretty easily. But Horde doing a good job driving them back and away from the point. They just want to make sure they don't drive too far away from the point and lose focus on what they're trying to do. So a couple good eliminations. Big Huge Daddy, or Archangel, which is his real name. Gets a nice elimination on the Lucio from the opposing team. So Horde holding strong. Nice fire strike by Little Dog playing that Reinhardt to take out the Cole Cassidy of the opposing team. So here comes the Magic for their next push. Little Dog needs to be careful being out that far forward that Lucio doesn't boop him in the pit. So he's backing up backside of the pit. Does manage to take out that Lucio Farah, played by Dark Dragoon, so good job there. Reinhardt's charging his way across the map. Almost gets booped into the pit there, but does manage to back up. Good eliminations by Farah and Moira for the Horde. Allows them to hold this point and drive back that push by the Magic. So they're going to have to reset and recock here for the next push. So far, really good hold here for this Horde team, 94%. Time for one more really solid push here by the Magic. If the Horde are able to hold this off, they'll win the second point and drive it to the third. Here comes High Noon getting unleashed, but their Wrecking Ball gets in there and gets those mines put down. But Reinhardt, a couple nice eliminations. Moira with elimination. Here comes a Diva Bomb charging in. Does manage to take out that Ana, the opposing team. That's going to drive this thing to overtime. They do have to get rid of this ball. They get rid of Baby Diva, see if they can get rid of this ball if they concentrate their fires. Ball is always the hardest one to peel off the point, and the ball gets off point just long enough for them to clear the clock and to drive this to a third map of Ilios. So really good job here by this Horde Charlie team to fight back into this thing. They held the point from start to finish on that one. So they're really starting to play together. Again, we got a couple subs today. So playing without your normal players is difficult, but they're really playing well. Really proud of how they're doing so far. All right, so let's go up here. Again, left to right will be the Magic, at least how we're looking at it now. And right to left, coming here, converging on this point in this little statue vestibule area. A couple ramps coming down. Typically, you want to try to hold the point and then push forward of the point to hold the choke. Our teams have been a little bit hesitant to push forward to hold the choke. They've been holding more on the point, so we'll see how they do it this time. Same comp, again, for the Horde. Fairly similar comp. Looks like the same comp for the Magic. So at least we have consistency between the two teams. Horde are the first to reach the point. So really good job using that Lucio speed burst to get there. Reinhardt charging in. Reinhardt charges across the map. Our Reinhardt just charges himself right off the map. That's going to pretty much defeat our push, and we're going to have to reconsolidate with a couple other eliminations. Reinhardt charges can be really powerful, but if they're not implemented correctly, you don't have a place to stop. You're just going to keep going. So the Horde are going to re-cock here and try in for another push. Here you see the Magic pushing forward to hold this choke, so nice job of them getting forward and holding that choke. Let's see how the Horde try to defeat it. Let's see if they go for a flank or if they go straight in behind the Reinhardt shield. And it looks like what they're doing, get behind that Reinhardt shield. He needs the rest of his team behind him. Here they come behind him. So good movement techniques, good strategy, but quickly drops that shield. And then a hammer down, that's going to take that out of the fight. They're going to have to reset, recock, and get back in this thing. Be a team wipe there. All right, so here comes the Horde again. The good thing is the Magic used most of their ultimates there, but at this point the Horde haven't really generated much damage on the opposing team, so they don't have much in terms of their ultimate queue at this point either. All right, so following that Reinhardt charge in, Reinhardt charges again, doesn't find anybody home. Reinhardt's going to be eliminated, so Reinhardt needs to be a little bit less aggressive. Diva pushing in here all by himself. He's not going to last real long. Demeched and taken out. So the Horde's pushes here are really falling apart. They really need to anchor in behind that Reinhardt. Push in, get them close, and they need to close that distance. So the Horde's resetting here for one more good push. So here they come. Magic doing a good job defending. Looks like they're going to go left side this time. That ball's coming in. If that ball gets in behind them, they need to concentrate their fires behind that ball. Reinhardt gets taken out again, pushing a little bit too far forward. If that ball comes in behind them, they should take that opportunity to concentrate their fires and eliminate that ball. But our Reinhardt's getting eliminated early in these matches. Now it's a matter of holding this point. Farah unleashes her ultimate. does manage to take out one, but a Deadeye from the McCree from the opposing team takes out the rest. Unless somebody can charge on the point here quickly, that's not going to do it. And the Magic are going to win this first map of Ilios. So good job to our friends from Franklin. Good fight. Let's see who the play of the game is. It'll be the Reinhardt from the opposing team. Maybe that hammer strike on the defense of that third map. Yep, and that's exactly what it was when they got that team wipe. You can see Reinhardt round the corner, dropped his shield. He needs to keep that shield up until the rest of the team's able to engage. That just allowed them to get in behind him. The rest of the team's push was stalled, and good job cleaning that up. So let's go ahead and credit the Magic with the first map. We'll take a short break, get things set up, and come back with our next one. So stick with us. All right, welcome back. Welcome to Route 66. If you're just joining us, the Magic won the first map. So the second map, there were a couple of bans. They've banned Dorado and I forget what the other one, Rialto maybe. So we're left with Route 66. So here is the Route 66. This is an escort map, which means you get the payload. You got to push the payload to 3 points. However many points you push it to is a point you get, then the other team gets a chance to push the payload while you defend. At this point, the Horde will be pushing the payload first. They are running their standard comp. So all the players I mentioned previously for defense, looks like they are running a similar comp too. So if nothing else, we got consistency for this map and for this match. And we'll see what they hold. You can either hold high ground up here on the ledge. You can hold low ground, some combination of high ground, low ground corner, or some teams just strictly hold the gas station here. I think it's a gas station. Yeah. So you typically don't want to push too far forward. Looks like the Magic are pushed a little bit more forward than I usually do. But again, they've got a bot Soldier 76 up here. Junk can play forward. Ball can move forward and back a little bit. So we'll see if we can get some early picks. Diva gets a nice pick of the... So good job by Melomaniac to get that Junkrat. Good sleep, though, on by the Ana from the opposing team, from the Magic. So they did get that pick. Let's see if they can follow it up with another pick and be a little bit more aggressive with their push. Do have this Zen trapped in this portal pushing here behind the Reinhardt. If they get all the way up the top here, they can really get behind and do some damage. They do get another elimination on that Soldier 76. You can see that ball is really hard to get a handle on, but the Horde have managed to get the payload push coming around here. Magic done a good job holding this low ground corner. Charge on charge happening. Smart job by Reinhardt to try to drop back there. They're going to concentrate their fires on that ball. That's one thing we talked about. When the ball gets in behind, concentrate your fires on that ball. It can give you a little easy pick if you concentrate your fires there. They unfortunately aren't able to take out that ball. And their push is starting to fall apart here. You can see their Reinhardt's kind of backing up here. Reinhardt on Reinhardt, and that's going to go in favor of the Magic. So here comes the Horde pushing out. They do have a Reinhardt behind here. He's gonna hide and charge that D.Va into that pit. Fortunately, the D.Va is able to escape and get back and get some heals. Fire does get the Soldier 76. The opposing team, Magic, are going to fall back to that low ground hole. Let's see if they can get behind them here. Here comes the Junkrat tire coming around the outside. They're able to get away from that, though. So nice job escaping and shielding that from the Reinhardt's perspective. Team really needs to get together here behind this Reinhardt and be a little bit more aggressive in their pushes. So they need to clear those spikes, those mines out. There's a Pharah ultimate comes in, but unfortunately gets behind there. Here comes a High Noon comes out. Does take out two. So the team needs to be aggressive. They need to identify. They have the numbers advantage here and be a little bit more aggressive in these pushes. So they do have the numbers advantage. They need to keep this push going. Again, that just comes with experience, knowing when to push and when to kind of hang back a little bit. But when you get the elimination, particularly on this map, here comes that ball. They need to focus their fires on that ball because they can just latch onto that payload and just keep that payload from moving. Oh, a couple hammer strikes in quick succession there. They do manage to get that ball, though, who's been really pesky, something that they haven't really been able to account for. Here comes the D.Va bomb, but they come in real close with that Reinhardt to shield that. He needs to get that D.Va bomb higher, but the D.Va bomb does ultimately get an elimination there, so good job. But really, we've talked to Melamania about getting that D.Va bomb on top of something because it has so much more devastating effect from the high ground. See if they can focus their fires on the ball here. Kind of chasing behind the payload, which is not what we want to do. Definitely don't want to chase behind the payload. We want to keep that payload moving forward. Clear that ball off. And they do manage to get that ball, but Reinhardt here charges in behind. So pushing this payload forward. 17 seconds left. Another High Noon goes off. Getting ready to go off. Line up his shots. Blocked by Reinhardt. Does manage to get the Lucio. But good job by Reinhardt to block that. Good charge by Reinhardt to take the ball into the pit. See if he's able to finish that ball off. They need to get on the point and push that payload. So far as on the point. See if they're able to clear him up. Here comes another High Noon. So they did get to the first point. More time on the clock. So good job by this Horde team not to give up, to keep this thing going. So a couple more good eliminations there, but the Reinhardt for the Horde is down. And Anna's being really pesky. They're having trouble getting rid of her, but they do manage to get rid of that Anna, and they're going to push here through this point. Looks like the Franklin Magic are going to hold that low ground corner. We do have a couple ultimates here cooking up for the Horde. Good job by D.Va to eat that fire strike. See if they can take care of that wrecking ball. So Horde's done a good job pushing this payload through this little turn section. There's a hammer strike, but the Horde managed to take out their Reinhardt. So there's a D.Va bomb goes off. Does manage to take out 1-2 of the opposing players. So they need to push this strongly. They need to take out those last remaining players and try to push this all the way to the second point. They need to take care of that ball. Somebody needs to go up there and deal with that ball. Focus their fires as soon as it shows itself. And there they go. They take care of that ball. Now that ball's going to take a little bit while to come back. Not sure if the Franklin are going to be able to get back and stall in time before they get to the second point. So they do get to the second point, which gives them more time on the clock. Here comes another High Noon. It does take out the Lucio from the Horde. Reinhardt's going to take out one. Reinhardt's going to trade that back. Reinhardt on Reinhardt battle. That pin's going to go in favor of the Franklin Magic, and they will take over the control of the payload while the Horde has to reset here and recock. You can see that McCree, a little bit out of position, does manage to get, but not before getting taken out there. So Horde's resetting, getting ready to push here. Everybody's back. A good sleep there by the Ana from the opposing team. Here comes another high noon by the Horde. Takes out the Soldier 76 to the other team. Reinhardt on Reinhardt charge. More mines. That wrecking ball for that Magic team is really difficult. He seems to build up his ultimate quicker than anybody because he's just so pesky and getting so much damage on the Horde. So done a good job using the payload as a kind of shield, using that natural cover. There's a hammer down, doesn't a little bit too much in behind that payload. You need to get that hammer down outside in front of the payload. Just 39 seconds left. The Horde need to do something magic here. Pharah unleashes her ultimate. A little bit too far out to have the effect I think they wanted. Yeah. They are managing to move the payload here, though, so... But at some point, they're going to have to just stay on that payload and ride that payload. It's really hard with that ball. But they do get the ball pinched in here. But again, they got the mines out there, and those mines are going to have devastating effect. They do take out a couple of the Horde players there with those mines. Reinhardt's going to charge in here, take out the Reinhardt for the Horde. Here comes a Diva Bomb right on top, which is what we wanted to see. Does take out one of the opposing players. But they're going to try to have to hold this. Some charges going on both here. They do take out the Reinhardt from the opposing team, from the Magic. Horde are almost full strength back here on the payload. Here comes the Soldier 76 ultimate. But the McCree, played by Big Huge Daddy, manages to take that out. So they need to hold this payload. Focus that Wrecking Ball. They need to focus that ball. Need to focus their fires. They've got a lot of fires going on all over the place. They're doing a good job holding this point, though. They do take out the Reinhardt. Again, more mines. That Wrecking Ball on the mines. But Deadeye by Big Huge Daddy takes out 3 from the opposing team, including that ball. That's going to allow them to push here pretty far. That's definitely not going to get them to a point, but it gets them close. They do have beat, so you have to wonder if they're going to put beat here. We get Lucio back. There's beat. So that gives them the additional... Here comes another high noon from the opposing team, though. This has been the high noon. Unfortunately, the high noon by the Horde was answered by the Magic there. Reinhardt on Reinhardt charge here. That's going to go in favor of the Magic, and that will end overtime. But the Horde did a good job pushing. They got 2 points and pushed another 61 meters almost. So good battle. Good fight here with this Magic team from Franklin. So we're going to switch sides here, and here in a few seconds you'll see this little box light up, and then we will switch sides, and the Horde will be playing defense against the Magic. So been a really fun match thus far. Really fun to watch. Really evenly matched teams, really good strategies, really good team play happening, which is all we can ask for on a week-to-week basis. A lot of good communication going on in there. So here you see the box. That's how far the Franklin Magic will have to push in order to get the point or win the map. And the Horde will obviously have to stop them from pushing that far. So they'll have to stop them from pushing all this way down here to the first point, and then all the way back here to the start. So typically we play the low ground hold position here, low high ground, some combination of that, and then fall back to the gas station. playing a standard comp. The only difference is instead of Moira playing Ana. PC 16. The DOS Alien's not here today, so we got Barebow Fraggins playing that. All right, and here comes the push. Playing a little bit too far forward, but they're starting to back up, give them some ground. Again, we're okay with them pushing the payload out a little bit because it becomes a really good source of... so they're doing a much better job concentrating their fires on that ball when it gets behind them. Unfortunately, just couldn't convert on it fast enough. So good Reinhardt on Reinhardt battle there. Wrecking Ball's still behind the line. They need to focus their fires on that Wrecking Ball, though, when it gets behind the lines. Reinhardt for the Horde gets taken out. Reinhardt charges in and takes out the Ana. He's going to follow it with a couple more hammer strikes to take out both the Diva and the Lucio, and that's going to allow him to get a decent first push here on this first point. So again, a Wrecking Ball, dive comps, when someone's playing a dive, like a ball, it's really hard for teams to adjust to. You've really got to work together to compensate for it, because if you learn to compensate for that dive type player, even though it's not a complete dive comp, then it makes a big difference in it becomes a liability for the other team. But you've really got to have an answer to it, which the Horde have had a lot of trouble really answering to that Wrecking Ball getting in behind them. So something we'll work on. Melomaniac trying to hold this payload, keep it from moving. Here you see Archangel doing a good job with the Pharah, trying to keep that payload from moving. Did a good job holding it down, but looks like they're probably going to have to surrender this first point, and the Horde's going to have to go back to kind of setting up for the defense on the second point. So, good hammer strike there. Unable to clean things up with the Reinhardt, though, from the opposing team. But they did get a couple eliminations there, trading eliminations. But the Horde looks like they have the numbers advantage at this point. See if they can clear up these last couple players there. So they're going to have to fall back a little bit here. They definitely don't want to get caught in that area when the other team charges in. And again, those mines... That Wrecking Ball is something to definitely they're going to have to learn to deal with. The Diva Bomb goes off, does get to Zarya. Fortunately, they got shielded pretty good by the payload. Better placement of the Diva Bomb, though. See if they can focus that ball. They are doing a good job, though, fighting in this small space, though. It really takes away some of what the dive comp is doing to them with that ball. See that Ana dives in there all by itself. They're kind of diving in one by one at this point. They do manage to demech the Diva, though. So fights are taking place here behind the payload, which is not what we want. We definitely don't want to be behind our payload, because then the payload keeps moving. So again, some stuff we got to work on here with these young players that we have on this Charlie team. All right, so Horde will be able to come out here, see if they can mass their fires, stop this payload from getting to the second point. 2 minutes, 13 seconds on the clock. All right, here they come out. The payload right below them. Good move, good patience. Again, more Wrecking Ball mines. Seems like that Wrecking Ball gets those mines every couple seconds almost, it seems sometimes. All right, so they got to the second point here. So the Horde are going to fall back, probably hold this corner here. 3 minutes. It's a long time to hold, but definitely possible. It's so we'll see if the Horde's up for the task. But they've definitely done a good job to this point, matching this team fight for fight each time. And again, they're down a couple of their normal players, so it's a little bit different comp than they usually play with. So the Diva Bomb does get out there, does make them shield up. Doesn't have the effect that they wanted to, because again, they got to get that Diva Bomb a little bit higher. They got to get some loft under that Diva Bomb to have the impact that they wanted to have. But they have stalled the payload here. They have got a couple nice eliminations. See if they can take care of this Reinhardt. Need to really focus their fires. Good sleep by Ana, but they wake him right back up. They need to use those small opportunities to move in on him and concentrate those fires. But they need to hold that payload, not give so much ground. So more mines by that Wrecking Ball. He's clearly been their MVP in this match for sure. They just need to stop this payload, see if they can stop it for the next minute and a half. It's a tall order, but definitely possible. Here comes a Reinhardt charging in. There's a Hammer Strike. Another Hammer Strike. There's another Diva Bomb goes off. Again, that Diva Bomb just didn't have the height on it and just no effect, and that's going to do it for the second round. So GG's to our friends from Franklin. Really good rounds, really good fight. Play of the game is going to be that devastating. This was right after Big Huge Daddy had his ultimate. They unleashed their ultimate. You can see he was just in a good position down there on ground level. A lot of times you like to do it from higher, but he got 1, 2, 3 eliminations there, and the rest of his team followed up with a couple nice eliminations there. So the Franklin's going to go ahead and win this one. We'll go ahead and credit them their points. We may play one more for fun, but we're going to go ahead and stop the stream here. I'm not sure if they're going to have an appetite for it. Anyway, we'll talk to the boys. But that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time.